on this Crossing Over. In a private session with John, Days of Our Lives star Alison Sweeney shows her softer side. Plus,
Welcome to Crossing Over. I'm John Edward. Today's first reading comes to you from the City of Angels, where a young soap opera star is visited by some good old Golden Girls. What may sound like a new reality show is in fact what happened when I recently went to Los Angeles. There I met actress Alison Sweeney, her mother Polly, and Alison's mother-in-law, Alice. Ms. Sweeney is best known for her daytime role as the scheming Sammy Brady in NBC's Days of Our Lives. But it seemed this session wouldn't revolve around daytime television, because as soon as we sat down, the other side took over the remote control, clicking right to an 80s sitcom.
Okay, the first thing I'm going to tell you is I have an older female that's coming through, and the older female to me I would see as being maternal. I am going this way. So I'm going to say that this is either your mom or your mom. I don't think this is your mom that I'm connecting with, but I have an older female that's coming through, and she's making me feel like the reason why this is happening is so that she can get the opportunity to let you know that she's here. And she wants me to bring with her, she's telling me to acknowledge that she's got 2 other women that she's bringing with her. And what she's showing me is the show The Golden Girls. So I feel like I've got her and 2 other females, which means I've got her and her 2 sisters, her and her 2 friends, but I've got 3 women that are coming through that want to equate themselves in my head as being the Golden Girls. They're telling me to acknowledge either Helen or Ellen. There's got to be an Helen or Ellen name that they want me to bring up. Okay, past.
Yes.
Okay, well, she's here. She's also making me feel like somebody had either, it's a weird, wow. Normally I get this feeling of filling up with fluids, but I get it in my chest. And that's like congestive heart failure. That's like pneumonia. She's given to me lower in my body, as if somebody was retaining water in their stomach, and that there's some type of like, you can't get rid of the fluid. So it's like they might have had a lot of Lasix in their body, but they couldn't get rid of the fluid. And your mom's bringing this person through. Does this make sense?
But I have an age too that had this mother.
A mom's passed. Okay, well, one of the women that your mom's bringing could be your mother. I want you to know that when this person passes, they were ready. One of the women, though, fought it. One of the things that I see to let me know that somebody was not ready to go at that moment, or that they weren't, it's a Jennifer Holliday song called And I Am Telling You. It's from the Broadway show Dreamgirls, where she's saying, I'm not leaving, I'm not going, and I'm telling you. It's a huge, huge number. And that's the feeling that I get. And this is one of the feelings that they give me. It's like, and I'm telling you, I'm not going. Obviously, they have gone. But before they left, it was a very difficult passing. It was something that they were like holding on, like, I'm not going.
Well, I'm really thrilled that my grandmother came through. I knew that it was something that I was aware of being missing in my mother's life. When this opportunity presented itself, it was immediately the first thing that popped into my head was that I thought she would benefit greatly from having this kind of opportunity.
Now, I want you to know there's an alcohol connection here as well, where somebody was known for their drinking, and I really feel like I'm supposed to tell you that they knew it was not good for them in life, but they're holding a beer mug for me. So when I see that, it's my way of I'm supposed to joke with you and say that they're hanging out at the other side pub. I'm supposed to tell you that there is a predictive or a precognitive thing that you did when you were a kid that used to come out with these things, and you used to tell them such and such was going to happen, or this is going to take place. You actually talked about one of your dead relatives to your mom, that she looked at you and said, how do you know that? Now I'm supposed to talk about Danny or Danielle, so I feel like there's got to be a DN name, Danny, Danielle, Daniela. There's got to be that kind of DA, it's a DA name. It's a DA. Davy, Dave.
Dave.
Dave, living?
Yeah, my husband.
Okay. Now, would your family be connected to Dave?
Well, her son.
My son.
Okay, because they're calling out to... He might not like this, but they want me to call him Davy.
My husband, Dave.
Before my grandmother died, we started writing each other. So we lived quite a distance away, but we started to become a lot closer. So I wish I was able to communicate with her more throughout the times that she was alive. But we had a little special bond prior to her death, and we opened our lines of communication. And it certainly surprised the heck out of me, because I wasn't expecting her to come through for me at all.
There's some type of reference to you teaching art. Either you taught elementary school art, you've got some type of Elmer glue paste connection I'm supposed to bring up, because they show me my first grade art teacher, whose name was Mrs. Polanski.
Oh,
So-
they're showing you that. Well, I do paint now, but that's a relatively recent thing.
Okay. You don't need me, because your belief system is very much intact. You know your family's around. You know that they're still connected to you. I feel like you've had a number of animal experiences that would let you know if they're there. Whether that means that you have a bird that landed on your window and that you was like, oh, that's my mom. Or you had a butterfly that you saw on the tree and you're like, that's my dad.
That's absolutely right. My sister and I had always teased her, well, please, when you cross over, come back and give us a sign. So I was down in my garden, you know, watching the birds and the butterflies and just imagining that all of these things were a manifestation of my mother. And he picked up on that completely.
Now, I want to bring up this other woman because one is your mom, one is your mom, but I have the other golden girl that I got to bring up because I'm seeing the third one. So there's another woman that they want me to bring through, which either means one of them has a sister who has passed, which would make it one of your aunts, or one of them has a very close friend that's part of this circle today for me that they want me to bring through. Where did a unique name like Esther or Ethel, a unique E-name, Eunice?
My mother had a very good friend, Esther.
Okay.
They were very close.
You did not know her mom?
We met once.
But she's not claiming you.
We didn't know each other that well.
Either you have had the opportunity or you might be approached to have the opportunity to do something that's going to have a horror feeling attached to it for me.
Well, I did a TV show when I was a kid, kind of like a Twilight Zone type.
Tales from the Dark Side.
But I didn't think it was...
It was
It was a creepy
everybody
episode.
she talked to died.
Yeah.
All she had to do was say,
That was the character. My character knew people were going to die.
Okay. Do you know what a Bichon is?
No.
it's a little dog.
Little white dog.
Oh, my God.
They tell me to bring up the little white dog. Because I have two Bichons, and that's what I'm saying.
No, it's white.
Well, they want me to acknowledge the dog is with them. And they want me to acknowledge it's a small dog. And the dog is there. But that's what they're showing me.
I lost my dog like 2 weeks ago. A little chihuahua.
This is not a Chihuahua.
Really?
This is not a Chihuahua. This is a curly, furry dog. Just remember that came through, because maybe you'll get it when you get out of here, but...
I was convinced that it was my dog who just recently passed away, and I was really hoping that my dog would come through, and so I kind of leapt on it.
Your dad went before your mom?
yes.
Your mom cracks me up. She's got this, like...
Yes,
She's got this, like, I don't know, awkward cuteness about her.
Yes.
It's weird. It's like...
Yes, you know my mom. Yes. Yes, she does.
You know when somebody would try to be funny, but they weren't always funny, but yet they thought they were funny? That's the feeling I have with her. Is Michael connected to Dave?
He had a good friend named Mike. Oh, not passed, though.
But Michael was connected to Dave? That's like part of his circle?
Yeah,
Yes.
best friend.
Okay. Grandma's just bringing that up. I guess, I don't know. Maybe she knew that. I don't know. But she put that around Dave.
Michael, right?
No.
Oh, she didn't.
No, I don't think so.
No.
I don't think so, but he was a good friend.
But it was the same time that there must have been a Joe or a John on the picture, too.
Yeah, his other close friend is John.
That's right.
This is just Grandma's way of putting the stamp for Dave to know, like, she was here.
Michael and John, my two best friends, both of which were best men at my wedding. I think that was what really started to make me realize that maybe there's actual communication going on that I might not have seen before.
Alison Sweeney and her family share more thoughts on their reading next.
Earlier, you watched my session with soap opera star Alison Sweeney, her mom Polly, and her mother-in-law Alice. But it was Alison's grandmother, along with Alice's mother, who shared the spotlight for most of the session. Now, the family shares their thoughts on the messages they heard.
Your mom cracks me up. She's got this, like...
Yes,
She's got this, like, I don't know, awkward cuteness about her.
she was very, very talkative. And she was also had a wonderful sense of humor. If she was on a roll, she just kept going. And I mean, after a while, I don't think people were terribly aware of everything she was saying. But we were all connected anyway. We did a lot of head nodding and laughing at jokes and things like that. But she was cute.
I have an older female that's coming through.
My mother, who I thought about, of course, she died when I was 12, and I've been, I don't want to say obsessed with it, but when you lose somebody at that early an age, it was an important moment in my life, and it was a big empty space there, and this is the first time I've really felt that there was a moment of connection, and that I knew she was thinking about me, and maybe that she was watching me all these years.
I never knew her, and I knew that it was something that I was aware of being missing in my mother's life. I remember my brother and I really thinking about that, like how sad that was and how much she missed out on not having a mom, because I have a great mom, and so I wanted to be able to give her that kind of opportunity, and I couldn't believe how perfect it was that she came through like this, and that my mom really got that kind of connection.
Coming up,